Designed by a runner? Absolutely not. You have to be kidding. These guys are never designed by a runner. The Adidas Yeezy 700 is going through a little shift. They're not calling it V3. But there's definitely an interesting looking change up on the way. They're calling it the MNVN. I don't know what that stands for. Please let me know if you do know in the comments down below. But apparently these guys were designed by a runner. And I can see the upper being designed by a runner, but the outsole and the midsole, I'm not seeing it. I wouldn't imagine running the length of myself in these guys. They do not look like they were designed for running. And in fact, I could go so far as to say you might hurt yourself if you did try to run any kind of distance in these guys. So I might be wrong in that, but the upper definitely has certain things going on. The midsole and the outsole equally have interesting things going on. So without further ado, let's dig into this and have a look at the Adidas Yeezy 700 MNVN. This is the Tokyo Buttermovement 23 sneaker channel. Tokyo Buttermovement 23 sneaker channel des. Mainichi Absuru no de Mainichi Mite Kudasai. Every single day I bring you content from Tokyo, Japan about upcoming sneaker releases, sneaker news and sneaker reviews. And today that's absolutely no different. I'm bringing you this new upcoming kind of rethink on the Adidas Yeezy 700s. 700s and Yeezys in general have been dropping all over the place for the last few months, from spring to summer and now fall and into winter. There have been an absolutely shed load of Yeezys dropping, and 700s have been really, I would say, the main driver of that. 350s slightly behind, but the 700s is the main driver of that. So it's interesting to see that they're getting a shake-up and getting a reboot right here, but they're not calling it a V3. And I think I know the reason for that, why it's not being called a V3, and we'll get into that in a minute. But first, this is a YouTube channel, and YouTube channels need subscribers. YouTube channels need subscribers. So if you haven't yet subscribed, please hit subscribe down below and help the channel to grow as we blast past the 800 subscribers mark. And as I am here in Tokyo, Japan, I do say at the start of every single one of my videos, Toroku yoroshiku onegai shimasu. Mada toroku shite nai kata ni zehi toroku yoroshiku onegai shimasu. Okay, so now looking at these guys, I started this video off by saying there's no way in the world that this was designed by a runner. Of course, that's an exaggeration. I'm sure it was designed by a runner if they said that it was designed by a runner. And I think what they're talking about is the upper, because in the case of these 700s, the upper is all new, completely new upper, but the midsole and the outsole is completely the same, the regular 700 midsole and outsole. And I think that's the point. I think because of that, that's the reason why it's not being called a V3, is because the midsole and the outsole is completely the same and there's no change there. Whereas the upper itself is all change. Now the all change on the upper comes in three different places. The first is it appears translucent in other photos. So if we look at the photo behind me right now, it doesn't appear translucent at all, but if I go click and change to this picture here, you can see the guy wearing them. There seems to be something translucent going on there. And I think what that points to is a very lightweight upper, which is a massive key point for runners. Runners need lightweight shoes, and if these have a lightweight upper, excuse me, if these have a lightweight upper, I'm sure that that's what the runner who designed them had in mind, was to reduce the weight and therefore increase the running time, or decrease the running time. You want to run less, you want to run faster. So the first point about the uppers is that they appear light and perhaps even translucent in certain ways. The next point leading on from that is that they have dialed back all of the layering, all that suede and leather and mesh layer upon layer upon layer that is a signature of the 700s is completely gone, and you have a very uniform single tone sneaker really, in black or in orange. There are a couple of hits around the toe and the heel that could be considered a layer, but they really aren't. It's a single layer upper as far as I'm concerned, which is a complete departure from the previous 700s that we have seen. And then the third thing on there is that the previous 700s, the V1s and the V2s, the three-stripe branding and any kind of branding at all was very discreet, but in the case of these guys, bang, it's right in your face. Massive 700s along the side. No mistaking that these are Yeezy 700s, and it's quite a departure for the 700 line to have the kind of popping, hot, blasting branding on the side there, whereas it used to be quite discreet. So those 3 points about the upper, the materials dialed way back into something that appears light and translucent, the layers dialed way back, so no longer do you have multi-layers playing off of each other in multi-materials, and then the branding has come right forward in that 700, and that's the main feature on there. But then if we go to the midsole and the outsole, absolutely no change. All they're doing is changing the color up on it, which isn't a change to the design, it isn't a change to the structure, and it isn't a change to the functionality of the sneaker. And that's the reason why I don't think these were designed by a runner. I can't imagine a runner would want to try and run on a 700 midsole slash outsole. I think it would be quite uncomfortable, and I think the chunkiness of it would make it very difficult to run. Good for walking maybe, not so good for running if you ask me. So it's a total rethink of the upper, a complete 180-degree turnaround on the upper, and a complete no change on the midsole and the outsole. So it's interesting that we've had these raft of Yeezys going on. Yeezys here, Yeezys there, Yeezys everywhere, especially the 380s, which I did a video about before, and I hope I popped a link up above to mark that video. So especially the 380s is a step forward, which makes me wonder, earlier this year, very early in the year, when my channel was just a new little baby channel, I did a video about the Yeezy 451 that was projected to drop sometime this year, but we haven't seen that. And I wonder what happened to that, and I wonder if it's going anywhere. So Yeezy, buddy, Kanye, if you're watching this, please let us know in the comments down below what happened to the 451s, or anyone who does know what happened to the 451s. I'd appreciate knowing what happened to that sneaker. Has it been lost to the digital age, or is it in the works and it's coming down the line at some time, like the 380s came out of nowhere? Maybe the 451s will come out of nowhere, same as these MNVN 700s. I didn't see them coming at all. So interesting looking sneaker. Not sure what people will make of it out there. Maybe too much of a departure on the upper from the usual to this unique and new uppers, but maybe not. Maybe people will be all over these like they have been all over Yeezys for the last 2 or 3 years. Okay, that's enough from me for today. Finishing up with this video. I've been churning out the videos lately, trying to make sure that I get the content to you every single day, because the Butter Movement is in town, and I'm tying this channel to the Butter Movement very tightly. And the Butter Movement right now is all about innovation and change and creativity. So we're trying to slide in some videos here and there that are a bit more unique, a bit different, not the kind of videos that you would normally associate with my channel. So it's a bit of change, a bit of creativity, a bit of innovation. Hopefully that's working out for people and they're getting on board with that Butter Movement stuff. And of course the drops from the Shoe Department and from Butter Movement and from Shoe Butter himself is a great thing to have. For now though, it's time for this channel to say farewell. I'm off to go and do things and enjoy my day, but I will be back tomorrow, as I am every single day, with these daily drops and daily content. And because of that, you can confidently go about your daily business and know for sure that if you want to, you'll be able to see me tomorrow.